Hey guys, it's me again. I'm here for another edition of Ask Ed Live. That's right. This is Attorney over Little John going over Ask Ed Live, and today we're going to do Medicaid eligibility and improper transfers. So, a question that keeps coming up is about this long-term care planning and Medicaid eligibility. And so I just want to bring a little insight so that everybody can be well aware of what's going on so they can make well-informed decisions. So if you are a single person, in order to be eligible for Medicaid, and remember, Medicaid is a state, federal funded program, but in order to be eligible for Medicaid, you can only have $2,000 in countable assets. Let me say that again, $2,000 in countable assets. And so what are countable assets? Well, that's a bank account. This is any financial account, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs, life insurance policy that has a face value or a cash surrender value can only have a cash value of $2,000. Okay? Wow. Not much stuff at all. Now, if you're a married couple, the rules are a little bit different because they look at you as a community spouse who's going to remain in the house and an institutionalized spouse. But the general focus is on a single individual. Now, what about if you're having a bunch of money and you're in what we call the Medicaid spend down period, where you have to spend all of your assets? How does Medicaid to determine whether or not a transfer was proper or improper? Well, the first thing they do is they look at whether or not you, as the gifter or the person who made a gift or a transfer, received fair market value in exchange. I've had clients over the years want to give their house to their children. So if you take a $500,000 house or even a $250,000 house and you transfer it to your children, Medicaid wants to see that you received fair market value in exchange for that. So, for example, if the house is worth $250,000 and your children only pay you $50,000, there's $200,000 of improper transfer. And like I said in another video, currently, as of the date of this video, the penalty period is $7,453 equals 1 month. So at $200,000, let me get a calculator. $26.83 months. So we'll call that 27 months. So 27 months you would be ineligible to qualify for Medicaid if you made an improper transfer. Now, Medicaid and the Department of Job and Family Services has the authority to require you to produce documentation to show or prove that the transfer was not improper. I was telling a client a few weeks ago that I once worked with a potential new client whose grandma had made a bunch of checks to cash. And then she went to qualify for Medicaid. And the biggest issue that the Department of Job and Family Services had was they were not able to prove that fair market value was provided in exchange for the checks to cash. So they couldn't produce a paper trail. And as a result of that, there was a penalty period because of the improper transfers. If you're concerned that one of the transfers you're going to make is going to be an improper transfer, give us a call so that we can help you make a well-informed decision and that we can put together a comprehensive estate plan to protect your assets. Because remember, where there's a will, there's a way. And where there's no will, then there's probate.